Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about the new raid Sunwell and the different trash monsters you'll meet in the beginning of this raid. So also the different tactics we use in order to kill these a lot smoother, and hopefully also be able to get some of the new epic items and even the new material sunmote a lot faster. The first creature you'll be fighting is the Sunblade Protector. These are not that difficult to kill, but they will do a high amount of damage to the tank, so make sure to spam heal your main tank. They will also do Fell Lightning once in a while. This works like the Shaman spell Chain Lightning, but Fell Lightning will hit up to 8 targets for a high amount of damage. If you have a rogue in your party, make sure that person doesn't get too close to the Protector, else it could result in a wipe, as the Sunblade Protector has increased stealth detection. Alright, so once you have pulled, make sure to stack. By stacking up as a raid group, you also allow the healers to do way more AoE healing, and that way they will hopefully be able to out-heal the Fell Lightning. If you don't stack, then it will be way more difficult to heal, and this could cause a wipe. At this point, you're now also ready to learn about the next enemies, but this time you will not be fighting one at a time. All of these enemies can be CC'd, so you will be able to sheep, zap, and even fear them. But before you do the pull, then you need to learn about these characters and their different abilities. So what you have to prioritize killing, but also what is important to keep CC'd. The Archmage is for example always the last target that we kill. We keep this permanent CC'd. An Archmage will for example be able to blink right into the raid group and cast a Frost Nova, followed by Arcane Explosions to do a high amount of AoE damage. That's why we keep this permanently CC'd until the very last. Next up is the Sunblade Slayer. What you have to pay attention to as a healer is the target hit by Slaying Shot. Slaying Shot will cost 25% of the target's health every 2 seconds for the next 8 seconds. So make sure to spam heal this target. We usually don't prioritize killing the Slayers, but we will try to cleave them at the same time as the main target. The Cabalist will be casting Shadow Balls at random targets, dealing a high amount of damage, and also ignite mana, which will drain the target's mana. They will even be able to summon an Imp, and as a warlock, I highly recommend you to enslave this. By enslaving this, you will make the fight a lot easier, but also do more damage. The Vindicator you have to be so careful about, else you will most likely end up being cleaved. So the off tank will have to pull this away. In this clip you see what happens if I follow the off tank. Right here I move right in front of it and get cleaved, pretty much getting one shot. As a DPS and healer, it's important you stay behind this target, and as a tank you will have to face this away from the raid group. Our main target will always be the priest, and this you need to prioritize killing as fast as possible, else it will deal a high amount of AoE damage with Holy Nova. You will always have to dispel renew, else it will be healing for around 20 to 30,000 every 3 seconds, and that's why you also need to prioritize killing the priest, else it will just continue to heal the group and you will most likely end up dying. With all this knowledge, you're also ready to start pulling. What we usually do is to have one of our arcane mages running in and instantly sheeping one of the casters, for example the Archmage. Then we try to pull all of these back to make sure you don't pull the other pack in this room. One of the tanks will be picking up the Vindicator and pulling it away from the raid group. This was to avoid the cleave damage. Meanwhile, all the DPS will have to focus on the priest, and there can be more than one priest in these groups, so you need to cleave them down. The main reason to pull the group back is because you might accidentally pull the other pack, and if you do this, it could lead to a wipe. So make sure to pull these back, maybe even to the first room of the raid instance where there's no other monsters. In the next room there will be a lot of different enemies and different packs. What you need to prioritize is to take down 2 more Sunblade Protectors, the enemy that you took down in the beginning of this raid. The first Protector you can easily pull back, simply just drag it to the first room and now you have more space or room so you don't accidentally pull another pack. Now you're also ready to pull the second Protector. One person will easily be able to do this, and the raid group has to be careful of the pack to the right. Pull back the Protector to the first room, and now you're ready to kill this target. In a moment I will be talking about a new enemy you'll meet in this raid, but before I do this, then I would like to say thank you to all the people who have recently subscribed and helped this channel. It means a lot to me and it motivates me so much to continue pushing out more content. so thank you so much for the support. The next enemy you will be fighting is going to be the Sunblade Scout, and this is probably going to be the most deadly target in this raid, beside the bosses of course. What makes the Scout so deadly is not their health pool, because they're actually quite easy to kill. But if you accidentally pull one of these and you don't successfully kill it, then it will be running away, pulling a lot of other trash monsters, and this will for sure cause a wipe. Here's an example of what could happen. The Scout will be pulled and it will start to yell, running towards one of the protectors and activating this. This will cause a chain reaction, pulling pretty much everything in the raid, and yeah, you're dead. Because of this guy, I was able to record what happens when you accidentally pull a Scout, so thank you for helping me making this possible. Now you're almost ready to engage the Scout, but what you need to know about them is that they're for example immune to all kind of CC, even stun. What I highly recommend you to do is a countdown to ensure that everyone attack the Scout at the same time. Another important thing to know is that each Scout will be linked together with a nearby group, for example the group to the left over here. Another important thing to do as a priest will be to use Mind Suit on the target. This will allow the raid group to get closer to the Scout without pulling this. In this clip we managed to take down the Scout quite fast, but still end up pulling the nearby pack, so you always have to be prepared for this. In this clip we don't do a successful pull, therefore the Scout is also able to run away. It also pulled the pack it's connected to, and this we will have to deal with right now. But because the Scout managed to get away, it has also pulled everything in the next room, and you probably guessed it, it's time for us to wipe. Therefore the main target will always be the Scout, and the healers might even have to cast on the target as well to make sure you kill it before it ends up running away. There's even yet another thing you will have to be extremely careful about. It's going to be a patrol which is walking in between the two rooms in the red marked area. It's important always to pay attention to these, and I highly recommend you to kill them or well pull this pack as fast as possible, for example when you have made a bit of room in the first room. If you don't kill the patrol early on, then you might accidentally pull these when you're fighting another pack. Therefore I highly recommend you to take down the patrol if you can do this early on in the raid. From here and all the way up to the first boss, you will pretty much just be killing the same enemies again, Sunblade Protectors and the different packs. But it's an easy way to continue your farm for the new epic items, sun motes and other stuff. Just remember to always prioritize killing the priest, CC the Archmages, and then one of the tanks will have to pull away the Vindicators so you don't get cleaved. Alright, so with all this being said, I hope you liked the video and that you found some useful information for your own trash farming. As always, thank you for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.